Hello, once again. It is
Hi there.
Chaos and Mayhem coming to you live from Satan's asshole. It is 90 degrees out here.
Yes, in Michigan.
So, what are we going to talk about? I wonder. Oh, let's talk about the fact that the Grim Reaper has reaped once again and stuck his scythe right into Lindsey Graham. Yay!
But he missed his main target once again.
Once again, he has missed his main target. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when a senator dies, there's supposed to be a special election.
Yes, there is supposed to be a special election.
Not, hey, we're just going to have his sister take over the spot.
Yes, his adopted sister.
What's up with that shit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite maniacal. It's so funny how there's a totally different set of rules for the Republicans than there is for the Democrats. It seems very strange that happens. It's almost like they're constantly breaking the law.
Are you saying the Republicans are breaking the law?
I would never always say that. When do they actually follow the law?
Exactly.
That's the problem, is they have to follow the law to break the law, I guess.
Exactly.
Because that's their theory, is as long as they're doing everything right out in public for everyone to see it, well, it can't possibly be wrong if we just rip everybody off and lie to everyone's face. Because
they're doing it right out in public.
Yeah, they're doing it out in the open. I mean, well, that's just fine then. No.
So let's talk about the proof of life photo of Mitch McConnell, because there is a senator who is saying that is an old photo.
Well, I also said, here's it, they're also saying that newspaper is from 2024.
Ah!
So that was the newest thing that I saw. I'm not saying that I believe it or disbelieve it. I'm just saying there's people out there saying that there's certain things that you can tell on that newspaper he's holding that look like it's from 2024, something about some sports figure. I'm not into sport ball, so, I can't remember every single bit of it, but there's this whole thing about the newspaper saying, no, this can't be recent because of the newspaper. So that was the theory that I heard anyway.
Ah.
So the theory you heard was what the senators say was the theory.
The senator said that was an old photo.
Okay. That I believe, because
that was touched up.
Because I look at that photo and I'm thinking, that doesn't look like recent Mitch McConnell to me, honestly.
No, because he looks a lot older now.
Yeah, he looks a lot older, and that looks like an older photo. So I am inclined to believe that is a bullshit photo.
So, is he incapacitated, or is he actually dead? And they are trying to play the sleight of hand thing again so they don't have to have the special election.
I'm not 100 on that. I don't know. At this point, it's a toss-up. Maybe brain dead. But then again, you can be brain dead and be a Republican, so that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Because apparently you can still hold office even brain dead.
Yes, look at Trump. Just saying. Look at Trump.
And I saw another thing. There is another one of those Republican idiots, either Congress or senator, that supports what? Do I need to come over more?
Yeah, you need to come over a little more.
Okay. That is supporting Trump wanting to bomb Iran back to the Stone Age. Sorry, I don't know the name. I'm really bad with names. I need to get better at that, especially if we're going to continue to do this. I don't know the name.
The name of what?
The senator who's saying that he completely supports Trump wanting to bomb Iran back to the Stone Age.
Tuberville.
Thank you. See, she's so good at this.
Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville.
Tuberville. And that's such a stupid fucking name. I should have remembered it.
It is. It's the dumbest freaking name I've ever heard in my life. Tuberville.
And I should have remembered that, and I apologize for not remembering that. But yeah, so just Republicans being assholes like usual. They've drained the deflecting pool again and are once again trying to fix it. I'm sure it's going to cost us billions of dollars this time, not just millions.
And there's a picture there of the tracks of him driving his fucking motorcade over it again.
Yep.
Because that helps.
Yep.
But you should, you tubby bitch, you should drive your motorcade over something that's already cracked and broken and messed up. But yeah, okay. Smart. Real smart. Anyway. Anyway, I'm sure it's still going to be green when they're done spending all of our money again on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a fucking moron. And that's my First Amendment opinion, my protected First Amendment opinion, that he's a fucking idiot. Just so you know, that is my protected First Amendment opinion, that he's a fucking idiot.
Agreed. 100% I agree.
I'm going to go with Ben Meiselis's, what he uses as his disclaimer. That is my protected First Amendment opinion.
Speaking of Ben Meiselis, let's talk a little bit about the TMZ report that came out a couple days ago about Michael Cohen, who used to be part of the Midas Touch, who used to hang out with Ben Meiselis and Michael Popak and all those idiots.
And Adam Mockler.
And all that. But let's talk about what this TMZ report said. Go right ahead with this one.
Oh, you want me to talk about this little bitch named Cohen? Oh, that's my protected First Amendment opinion, that he's a little bitch. Yeah, so he's talking about how he's making amends with the orange thing. Yeah. See, I always had a feeling about him when he decided to come on to the Midas Touch to like do his thing, and he's like, he would never make any real comments about the Epstein files. He was always protecting and saying, no, that didn't happen all the time, even though in his own words, he didn't come into the orbit of the orange fucker until like 2015, 2014, something like that, pretty close to the election. And, because he was one of Trump's fixers, and he was a lawyer.
And he was the one that tried to fix the Stormy Daniels bullshit.
Yeah, he was the one he also is the one who testified against him in that case, in that fraud case about the hush money. And then he was always like, no, I wasn't involved in it. He was very protective in Trump in that way. He would attack him in other ways, call him names and shit like that. But he was always really weird and hazy around the whole Epstein thing, which always made me feel that maybe he was never to the island, but maybe had something to do with some of that fixing after he came into his orbit. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying, that's my opinion. That's my feelings. But I can tell you I didn't really trust him, and there was always something weird about that whole thing. And yeah, and when the Midas Touch decided to drop him for some commentary he made about, he actually wrote a thing saying he felt like he was coerced into testifying, and it was just like he felt like he was pressured into testifying and all this nonsense. And that's when Ron Filipkowski, who is the editor of all the Midas Touch stuff, was like, okay, we're not going to produce the Michael Cohen show, Mea Culpa, anymore. And they're just like, whoop, and they immediately cut it off. And then everybody on the Midas Touch network just pretended like they basically never knew Cohen. Which was weird, yes, but I understand they probably have some kind of agreement that they're not really allowed to talk about him or allowed to talk about any of that.
Except apparently for Popak.
Well, Popak mentions him in passing sometimes when he's talking about certain elements. And then he's like, yeah, Michael Cohen, yeah, that Michael Cohen. But they never talk about the actual incident that happened that severed their connection between the two things. So honestly, I always knew that Cohen was kind of a little bitch. And you know what? 2 thumbs up for you there, buddy. 2 fingers up. An enthusiastic 2 fingers up. Cohen, you little bitch. Anywho, moving on.
So, me and Belinda were talking the other day about how we feel so sorry for the next Democrat that's going to come into office as president. And we came up with a list of things that the new Democrat's going to have to fix. And the list is extremely long because there's so many things that Trump has messed up and destroyed that. And I'm not just talking in the United States, I'm talking on a global scale.
Yes. There's so many things to fix now.
So let's try to touch on some of them. First one, make Roe v. Wade law.
Bring it back.
Bring it back and make it law.
Bring that shit back. Right back here. Yep. This is where it belongs. Right here in America. Stop this bullshit. This state to state motherfucking bullshit. Fuck you.
Make it federal law.
It's not a fucking states' rights thing. Make it a federal right. Women have rights. We should have rights to our own fucking bodies. We should have rights to do whatever we want with our fucking bodies. Fuck you. You do not own our fucking bodies. You know what? I had an abortion when I was 17 years old. I wasn't ready to be a parent. I'm fine with the fact that I had an abortion. I don't care if you fucking like it or not. You can kiss my ass. I also decided to be child-free. I am a child-free cat lady, and I'm proud to be a child-free cat lady. Because guess what? I wouldn't want to bring a child into any of this freaking nonsense. This is ridiculous. And you know what? It just isn't for me. I have cats. I love my cats. My cats are my children. They are wonderful children. They drive me a little up the wall because, they're cats and that's what cats do. But then, you know what? That's just how it is. People don't understand, too, that, and I saw a thing, they're saying like at least 40% of people around the age of 30 have decided to be child-free. And I applaud them. I really applaud them. If that is your choice in life, that's what I want you to have for yourself. If you feel like you want to have kids, I guess that's your choice in life too. Do I feel like you should make sure that you're financially stable first? yes, I absolutely do feel you should be financially stable, because what the Republicans don't understand, they want these kids to be born, but they don't understand who's going to take care of them after they're born. Because then they complain about giving out welfare or school lunches or WIC or any of that shit. Because they're like, oh, well, it's not our problem anymore once the kid is born. Plus, it costs, I think the estimate is like $35,000 to have a child. So who's supposed to pay that bill is what I'm saying. They're like, oh yeah, it's fine, have kids, but they don't want to pay for anything. And I'm like, well, how is that supposed to work? And the fact that they're complaining that people under 19 aren't having enough kids. Underage moms are not having enough kids. What the fuck are we complaining about? This is what we've been working towards for years, is teenagers not having a bunch of freaking kids they don't know how to take care of. This is what we've been working towards for years. And now this is the statistic that they're using to complain about people not having kids. Teenagers don't need to have kids. They don't. How are they supposed to take care of the kids? Please, someone explain to me. Who's supposed to take care of these kids? And people complaining about people not having their own kids, You know what? There's a lot of kids in the foster system that need to be adopted. So if you're so worried about all this, why don't you get out there and adopt a kid? They're there. They're waiting. Come on, Republicans. Go out there. Adopt them. About the only Republican I've seen who's adopted a bunch of foster kids is Amy Coney Barrett from the Supreme Court. She's got like 7 of them. And I'm pretty sure most of those are adopted. Like, she's one of the few Republicans that's actually put her money where her mouth is, which is odd because I really don't agree with her on almost everything. But at least she put her money where her mouth is. So you know what, Republicans? Put your money where your mouth is, bitches. Anyway.
And that was your PSA from the crazy cat lady.
That was my PSA from the crazy cat lady with the rainbow hat.
Okay, one of the other things that we talked about, because we're trying to take care of the United States first. Rebuild the East Wing.
Rebuild the East Wing.
In fact, rebuild that entire area of DC, because right now it looks like a meth family moved in. So
I think that's being polite. And like a straight hillbilly meth family with cousins that do crack, and I don't even know. I don't even think there's a word strong enough for what it looks like at this point.
Next thing, abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE. Fuck that. We had a system before that, but ICE has only been around since the 90s, so we can go back to what we did before that. Fuck ICE. They killed another person. Actually, they killed 2 more people. They killed someone. They just killed someone yesterday.
Yep.
In Maine.
Yep.
And I'm like, and they're back on that lie. They're back on their bullshit again about, oh, he tried to run us over. And you can clearly see in the video, his vehicle is going around in like a circle. I'm not sure if he had already been shot in the head at that point or what, but his vehicle was slowly going in a circle while the ICE agent was just kind of following along the side of it. Not aimed at anyone. Once again, this is that bullshit saying, oh, they were trying to run us over. They were trying to attack us. Abolish ICE. Fuck ICE. Fuck you. Fuck you. If you like ICE, fuck you too.
I like it in my drink.
I don't know. It kind of hurts my teeth. I'm not a big fan of ICE. Not really.
Next thing, make federal law the LGBT. All of it. Make it federal law that these people have the right to exist and live their lives how they want.
With any name they want, any gender they fucking want, anything. Leave them alone. Let them live their lives. Period. End of story. There's nothing. Just let them live their lives. They ain't doing shit to you. Leave them the fuck alone.
The other thing is make it so people who are on ADA can get married without losing one of them losing their.
Yes. People on disability should be able to get married. This is ridiculous now. There's not marriage equality for everyone because there isn't. Like, people with disabilities, they get married, they can lose their benefits, or they can at least lose part of their benefits. And that's not right. Like, why don't they have equal rights too? Disabled people exist. We exist. We're both disabled.
Yep.
Disabled people exist. There's more disabled people out there than you think.
A lot more.
Yeah, and we deserve equal rights too.
Hey, you want to know a really cool way to find out how many disabled people there are out there? Become disabled. Because then you'll start to see it.
You'll
more
start to
and
see
more.
it everywhere. That's also leads me to, yes, let people ADA, but also more accessibility.
Yes, please.
I've seen that a lot since he's become disabled and then I became disabled, that there's still not universal accessibility for disabled people. There are places where there's no ramps, there's no railing, nothing to help people. And it's like, okay, well, or a venue. I saw a thing the other day. It's like, a venue is not accessible if the restroom is not ADA accessible. And we went to a venue that was not accessible. I ended up having to climb up to the second floor to use the bathroom. And yeah, what the hell was the name of that place we went to? 20 Monroe. 20 Monroe, that's what it was. Sorry, 20 Monroe, I'm calling your ass out. We went to a Tech 9 concert there. And I'm looking around for a restroom, and the only restroom they had was on the second floor. Now, generally with ladies' restrooms, there's a huge line to start with. That's just how it is. But it was on the second floor, and that's ridiculous for someone. At least I was able to. I mean, it was a little bit of a pain in the ass to get up there, but I feel bad for someone who can't walk up there at all. Like, when this one over here didn't have his prosthetics, he wouldn't have been able to get to the bathroom. He would have had to climb up those stairs on his knees. And
they did have an elevator, but I think it was one of those where you needed somebody to help you, and good luck trying to get somebody to help you.
Yeah, exactly. In a venue like that, I think that doesn't really count as accessibility to me, that you have to hunt someone down and find a way up there. No, there needs to be accessibility everywhere. There should be restrooms on the ground floor of venues. There's no reason for it to be upstairs.
No, I totally agree with that. I 100% agree with that. It's ridiculous.
But like I said, accessibility everywhere. I've seen a lot of places where there's not enough accessibility for disabled people.
I will say that the Acrisure has got that covered. They have an elevator that takes you up to the second level, which is where the lawn is. They have a bathroom on the ground floor. The bathroom is very well kept, large, and it holds like a lot of people. It's a very large bathroom. I was impressed by that.
Well, I'll find that out when I finally go there, when we go to see Kesha and Erica Jane, but I don't know who the third person is. I never heard of the third person.
I haven't either.
But
not even looked up their music yet. I believe that's everything that we needed. Oh, education. Education needs to become very important in the United States.
Yes, because it has fallen so low. Only thing that people do anymore is they're able to pass some tests, and that's about it. Standardized testing. No, we need actual education. And that means teaching everything that people need to know. If that's critical race theory, then yeah, it needs to be fucking taught. We need real history taught, not this revisionist bullshit history that we're trying to do. Because we weren't even taught the real history of shit when we were in school. We are finding out the older we get the more lies we were told. Because, history is written by the victors, which is some bullshit. So no, we need people to be taught. It's fine, don't teach them cursive. Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care about cursive. That's fine. That's one of the things they're not taught anymore. But yeah, we need to learn how to actually think. We need to learn how to think. It's not just being taught facts. We need to know how to think for ourselves, how to be empathetic towards other people. It's just not something that's taught anymore. The people just don't do it anymore. They just follow along with whatever their favorite influencer says or favorite politician. Don't ask me why people have a favorite politician. That's ridiculous. That's like thinking that the stripper likes you, but because they don't really give a shit about you. I mean, honestly, they don't give a shit about you. What do you think?
I agree 100%.
Now, what's messed up is we were going to do a fun little video about words that drive us crazy that people say wrong. And that's why earlier I said maniacal, because that was one that someone said to me quite a few years ago, and I had to sit there and recalibrate my brain to figure out what that person was saying. And they were trying to say maniacal. Now let me give you a little disclaimer, though, with this. This does not include people whose first language is not English. This is different. This is people that went to school, maybe even went to college. They speak English. And also keep in mind that nowadays we have the internet. So if you want to know how a word is said, you can actually look it up online.
Hell, they'll even speak it for you.
Yeah, they'll even say the words out for you, but it just kind of certain words. And I'm nicer. I'm actually really nice, and generally I try not to say anything to people when they say a word completely wrong, but I got this little bit of an English teacher in me who goes, ow, that hurts. I can't help it. It's just me. I'm a word nerd. I've always been a word nerd. I do it to him all the time when he says something. I'm like, what? That's not how you say that.
She does. Nerd. She does.
Just like when people say epitome. It's epitome. Epitome. And this I heard from a college-educated person with a law degree who said epitome. It's epitome. It's epitome. Please, epitome. Another thing that drives me crazy when I'm listening to like an audio book or something like that, and they say, oh my God, when they say words incorrectly, I'm like, you didn't proofread that? Like, I'm sitting there like, what? And I'm trying to listen to an audiobook. I'm like, what are you talking about? And what happened to, like they're using weird tenses of words now. I'm like, oh, well, it's perfectly okay to use the wrong tense of a word now because it's fine. When did we start teaching that it's okay to not use the correct tense of words or the correct plural of words and stuff like that? Did y'all go to school? Because I went to school. Like, I got yelled at by an English teacher if I did that. Like, what's going on? You're like making all these English teachers like roll over in their damn graves. They're crying in pain. They're howling. They're howling. Ah! Okay. Any of them that drive you crazy? That's my PSA. Another one. I'm really good at PSAs.
Being in the pagan religion, anybody who says athame drives me nuts.
And I've heard it now said like 15 different ways, and I'm like, that's not how you say it. It's athame. Athame. I've heard it called athame.
Yep, athame. For those of you who do not know, an athame is a ceremonial or ritual blade.
Yes, used to point at energy. It is not used to
stab or kill anyone or sacrifice anything.
Or even to cut up herbs. That's what a bowline is for, which is a curved blade. That is your sharp blade that you use for cutting herbs. Herbs, that's it. But yes, an athame. There's also, when people say the holiday's weird, Maboon. It's not Maboon. It's Mabon. For those of you out there, Mabon is the fall equinox. There you go.
Samhain.
In September. Samhain. It's Celtic. It's Samhain. I've heard it Samhain, Samhain. I'm okay with Samhain. That's pretty close. The rest of y'all know that as Halloween. That is our very last harvest festival of the season. Yes, on the 31st of October. Oh, I hear our little cat girl out here making a little visit to us. Our little girl, Freya. That's who you hear in the background. Yep, that's Freya. Yes, anyway, that would be when the veil is the thinnest between us and the dead. That's also, like I said, a harvest festival.
Wow, we've gotten way off track.
No, we're just moving on to something else.
Oh, okay,
we're just having an extra long, we were talking about words that are weird, that people say very weirdly. Brian has a problem with people when they don't know the difference between there, and there, two, and two. Yours.
Through and through. Oh my God,
yours,
through and through.
Yours and yours. Yours. Hello, little girl. So yeah, that's more of and the spelling. Oh my God, some people's spelling is so atrocious. It just I sit there and I go, wait, and I don't really understand it because we have autocorrect, so I don't really understand when words are like completely mangled. And I understand there's a lot of people who don't know how to spell, and every once in a while I don't know how to spell a word too, and I get that, but when it's a whole ton of words all strung together, I'm like, well, what just happened here? I don't understand. So, I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, I'm sure there's more of them out there in the world that drive me absolutely insane. Like I said, most of the time, and other than the fact that, Christianity stole our whole pagan religion and then, changed everything. But that probably should be another video. Probably should turn into another video. We're just gonna not get into that now because I could be here for like 3 hours explaining all the things that was stolen and repurposed for Christianity. So, what about you?
What about me? What?
What about you? Anything else from you?
Actually, I think I'm good. I think we've covered a lot today. I applaud you if you watch these videos. Honestly, I do, because they are so random and so insane.
Hey, we won that.
That's us.
That's why it says chaos and mayhem. He's chaos, I'm mayhem.
And we're out.